Why is one hand dominant? Look around any classroom, any office, any dinner table. About 9 out of 10 people will reach for a pencil, a fork, or a cup with their right hand.
Now here's the strange part. No other animal on Earth shows this pattern at a species-wide level. Dogs, cats, chimpanzees, even our closest relatives, they split roughly 50-50 between left and right paw preference.
So why do humans, and only humans, overwhelmingly favor one hand? Why did this trait evolve at all, and what does it say about how our brains are built? The answer is buried deep in our brains, our evolutionary past, and even our DNA. Let's dig in. Across every culture, every continent, every time period we've studied, the numbers stay remarkably consistent. About 90% right-handed, 10% left-handed. This isn't a modern trend or a cultural habit. It shows up in ancient skeletons, cave paintings, and even fossilized tools tens of thousands of years old. Compare that to chimpanzees, our closest living relatives. Individual chimps do show a preference. One chimp might always use its left hand, another its right. But across the whole species, there's no dominant side. It's split evenly. This tells scientists something important. Human hand dominance isn't just about individual convenience. It's wired into us as a species. And that wiring starts in one very specific place: the brain. Here's a fact that surprises a lot of people. The left side of your brain controls the right side of your body and vice versa. So, if you're right-handed, it's actually your left brain hemisphere doing most of the controlling. And here's where it gets interesting. In about 95% of right-handed people, the left hemisphere is also the side that handles language and speech. Scientists believe hand dominance and language processing may have evolved together, sharing the same side of the brain because they both require the same kind of specialized sequential processing, one step after another in order. Think about it. Both speaking a sentence and using tools with precision require breaking a task into an ordered sequence of small movements. Your brain may have decided it was more efficient to handle both jobs from the same side.
This wiring starts incredibly early, before we're even born. Ultrasound studies have shown that by 13 weeks into pregnancy, most fetuses already show a preference for sucking their right thumb over their left. This preference, observed before birth, strongly predicts which hand that baby will favor years later in childhood. So, when did this pattern start? To answer that, scientists look at something surprising: ancient stone tools. When early humans made tools by striking one stone against another, they left tiny fracture marks. The angle and direction of these marks reveal which hand was doing the striking. Researchers have examined tools dating back 1.4 to 1.9 million years, made by early human ancestors like Homo habilis and Homo erectus. The results? The same 90-10 right-hand bias we see today. This means hand dominance isn't a recent invention. It's been part of our lineage for nearly 2 million years. Even ancient cave art backs this up. In cave paintings around the world, researchers found that most hand stencils show the left hand outlined, which makes sense if the artist was holding the spray tube or paint in their dominant right hand and using their left hand as the stencil. Even fossilized teeth tell a story. Ancient humans used their teeth like a third hand to grip meat or hide while cutting it with a stone tool. Scratch marks on fossilized front teeth show a consistent pattern. Most marks angle in a direction consistent with right-hand tool use. If right-handedness is so dominant and so ancient, here's a real puzzle. Why hasn't evolution simply eliminated left-handedness completely? If it's a disadvantage in a right-hand dominant world, why does 10% of the population still have it? One leading theory is called the fighting hypothesis. In physical combat, whether ancient hand-to-hand fighting or modern sports like boxing and fencing,
A left-handed fighter has a surprise advantage. Right-handed opponents aren't used to facing someone who attacks from the opposite side. Studies on interpersonal violence in traditional societies found left-handed individuals had a higher survival and reproductive advantage in physically competitive situations. This is sometimes called the southpaw advantage. And it's part of why, even today, left-handed athletes are overrepresented in combat sports and sports involving quick reactive decisions like baseball and tennis. There's also a genetic piece to this puzzle. Unlike traits controlled by a single gene, handedness appears to be influenced by dozens of different genes, each contributing a small effect. This is called polygenic inheritance. Because so many genes are involved, and environment also plays a role, evolution can't simply select out left-handedness. It's baked into human genetic diversity too deeply to disappear. So why is it that humans are the only species with this strong, population-wide handedness, while other intelligent animals, chimps, parrots, even some primates that use tools, don't show it? The leading theory ties back to something unique to humans. Complex language combined with complex tool use, both happening at the same time, in the same species. Other animals use tools. Other animals communicate. But no other species combines sophisticated, sequential, tool-making with a complex spoken language, both requiring the same specialized brain hemisphere. Scientists believe this rare combination is what pushed human hand dominance to become a species-wide trait, rather than just an individual quirk. As our tools became more advanced, needing more precision, more steps, more coordination, the advantage of committing to one dominant hand and one dominant brain hemisphere became stronger and stronger. Consistency mattered more than flexibility. Over hundreds of thousands of years, this consistency got baked into our biology, our genes, and even the way we develop before birth. So the next time you pick up a pen, a fork, or your phone without even thinking about which hand to use, remember you're carrying a nearly 2 million-year-old pattern written into your brain before you were even born. It's not just a habit. It's a piece of what makes humans, humans.
If this changed how you see something you do every single day, make sure to subscribe. We explain the human body and its strange evolutionary history like never before. And let us know in the comments, are you left-handed or right-handed? Does anyone in your family have the opposite dominance?
See you in the next video.